Let me just get my audio situated, you guys. Want to make sure everything is good with my audio for tonight's live stream. I appreciate everybody that's been tapping in on all the exclusive videos, all my new exclusive interviews. I did a bunch of new interviews, Continental 5, 10 Toes Down, whole bunch of new interviews that I've been releasing over the last week. But tonight we're making a return to live video because I got a couple things that I want to react to. I got a couple things that I want to actually go over tonight. And then I think I got a couple other topics that I want to discuss as well. But everybody that taps in, you know what to do. Hit that like button. Make sure you share this video one time for your boy. Share it with at least one fan, one friend of yours, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate everybody out there that shows love to the movement, puts on for the movement, all that shit. What's good, everybody? We got a major topic tonight. Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Shall we begin? First of all, Akademiks. Akademiks, you are weird. Did you hear what Doggie Diamonds responded to you? Did you? Because he was actually speaking to you directly. He said your name, DJ Akademiks. He said your name on his last live video. And did you hear what he said? Did he hear what he said? Did you hear what he said to you? Because the same way he feels, I actually feel. Oh, let me guess, Akademiks, you didn't. What are you going to pretend? You're going to pretend that you didn't hear it? Here's the thing, Ak. If you want to be a journalist, here's what you got to do. You have to cover both sides of the story. Doggie Diamonds basically, he said you are standing. He said you're standing, Akademiks. Stanning. You know Eminem, Dear Stan, except it's Akademiks letter, so it starts Dear Hassan. What is good though, y'all? Hope everybody's been enjoying all my shit. We got a live video for everyone tonight. Hit the check out all my recent videos, man. Definitely appreciate you guys here on this live video tonight, though. Interesting topic, because Akademiks actually had this whole reaction video that I want to go over tonight. You know, man, yo, Ak, why do you believe all of these Walt Disney stories that Hassan Campbell is saying, man? You know, I get it, Ak, you're not street, you know what I mean? Hassan actually has the blindfold over your eyes. And I know because I watch your shit. I seen it. Hassan versus Doggie. You actually only covered Hassan's part. Not one word of Doggie's response. You know what? You know what that lets me know? It lets me know that you are biased. You're biased flat out. That's what that lets me know, because when I cover stuff about whatever I decide to cover, I tell you, okay, guys, so Wack said this, and then in response, Doggie Diamonds said this. I tell you what the other person said, or I tell you Snow Billy said this, even if I don't like the other person. Keywords, you guys. Even if I don't like the other person, I'm going to still tell you what the other person said. I'm going to still tell you what they said in response to that, because that's what journalists do. Do you get my point? So that's first and foremost. Yo, Akademiks, why don't you sit down with Doggie Diamonds. He's actually about 15 times doper and more real than Hassan. He's not going to sit up there for 2.5 hours, clickety clanking on his glass and his ice, and he's, you know what I mean? And he's going all crazy, and then he starts to cry on your podcast. You know what I mean? Doggie Diamonds isn't going to do no bullshit like that. You literally passed Hassan tissues. You gave him a pat on the back, just like Doggie Diamonds did. You told him it's going to be okay, Haas. You fell for the okie doke. You know what I mean? You fell for the pity party. You fell for the pity party, man. And Hassan does that shit on everyone's show. You fell for the pity party. Because, you know, when people see a male crying, Doggie's right. You know what I mean? I very rarely see that, but it hits you different. It's like, why is this guy crying? I'm going to ask y'all in the chat, you know, when is the last time you've seen a male publicly crying? And I am talking about in real life, you guys, not in the movies, because I know someone's going to sit up in the chat and say that there's always some slick dude in the chat like, yo, you remember that Tupac movie? Tupac cried. Yo, that was a movie. Yeah, he made a song called When Thugs Cry, the Prince remake. Yeah, that was a song. When thugs cry, we don't shed tears, we shed blood. Do you still want to be a thug? Hassan, Tupac is talking to you. He is asking you a question. When thugs cry, we don't shed tears, we shed blood. Tupac is telling you, Hassan, he's telling you to slide. He's telling you to slide in Bambaataa. What are you crying for? The legend that the people are still talking about 20 years after his death. They're talking about Tupac 20 years after his death. Nobody's going to talk about Hassan 20 days after he gets boomed. You hear what I'm saying? You're not going to go down. You're not going to go down like that. You think you are, but you're not going down in history in the same breath as many of those other people. Tupac shined light on issues like that. Hassan, do you remember Brenda's Got a Baby? You know what that song was about? Your message doesn't come across like Brenda's Got a Baby. You know what I'm saying? Your message comes across like, I need a ride or die chick. That's what your message comes across as. Your message comes across as Jay Holiday. Who's that? You know, the R&B guy. I'm going to put you to bed. I know my R&B music too, like Hassan. Like Hassan likes to sing his R&B. You know what I mean? That's what your message comes across as. Jay Holiday. Turn you over, nice and sober. I'm going to put you to bed. So before we even get into anything that Wack 100 said in response to anything, you know who Wack 100 is. He is Hassan's ops. You know what I mean? He's Hassan's ops, so you're going to be skeptical. You're going to be skeptical of anything that Wack 100 says. Why? A, it's Wack 100. He says a lot of outlandish shit. But even a crazy person is right 1% of the time. So that's where we're going with that tonight, you guys. That's where we're going with that tonight, you guys. But yeah, this is a definite hot episode right here. What's poppin'? Appreciate y'all in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share this video one time. Make sure you share this video one time. Mikey T, the movie star here. I'm your host. I'm about to light something up. Smoking on some crazy Bernie. All right. So, anyways, I was saying, even a crazy person is going to be right 1% of the time. You know what I mean? And in this situation, we're actually going to be listening to Wack 100, and that's also the problem. You know what I mean? It's the problem when someone is pretty much a known liar. You know what I'm saying? When someone caps so much that they pretty much own a lid store in the mall. That's the problem. You know what I mean? That's actually the problem with people just cap too much like that Wack 100 guy. You really don't know when to believe them because when they're telling the truth, you still think, nah, this is some bullshit. That's the problem. So, anyone that lies on a regular basis, anyone who lies that's not a lawyer, if you're not a professional, if you're not in the profession of being a lawyer, then you shouldn't be lying on a regular basis. Nobody likes a liar, and when your lies get revealed, that is beyond a character flaw. You know what I mean? Even shorts are going to know, like, this guy is a liar. Seriously, shorties are going to be like, this guy's full of shit. Why would I give him some? He can't even keep it a buck. You know what I mean? Hassan, you have this weird loyalty that you're getting from academics when in reality, Hassan didn't do shit for academics. He did nothing for you, You're lit. Academics, you're like 150 times more lit than Hassan Campbell. I repeat, you are 150 times more lit than Hassan Campbell. Hear me clearly. Doggie Diamonds is 15 times more respected than you, academics. And now, some are going to argue, who cares? Doggie Diamonds he gets academic views. He doesn't get the same views as academics. But the thing is, Doggie didn't sell out. Doggie didn't come up the way you came up. You know what I'm saying? Chicago actually hates academics. Chicago hates you. Chicago, Chirac, they hate you. The place you academics will never go in your entire life. Academics, this is Mikey T, the movie star, talking to you. Just to be clear, they don't like you. You came up and you got famous and you got lit, dissing their struggle, dissing their pain. So the outlook, my friend, is not going to be good for you. And this is not a warning. This is just a fact. Please, academics, never in your life go to Chicago. I don't even care if you got some bad bitches over there waiting for you, my friend. I never seen this where someone got the whole entire state mad at them. Well, you got Charleston White. I don't think you'll see him anytime in Philly either. Stuff you guys do is just weird to me. It's just weird. But then again, there is Hassan Campbell who said everyone in Brownsville is a dirtbag. There are people like that, you know what I mean? That like to test their luck, I should say. Hassan Campbell needs therapy, some type of professional help. But in his eyes, he thinks if he does that, he will look soft. You know what I mean? If Maserati Fox was alive, Hassan, he would have called you soft. He would have called you soft. And all that shit you be hating on, you know, the Bloods. Ain't you GKB? Ain't you GKB? Why don't you put GKB Hassan on your name? I'm asking you a question, Mr. Campbell. Why don't you put GKB Hassan on your name? Yeah, exactly. Like I thought, Mr. Campbell. Like I thought. Now, you know, since it's not in the title, I got another thing to say. You know, I was struggling so hard not to go live 2 nights ago. I was like, damn, I should go live and really roast this idiot. You said out of your own mouth some of the most foul shit I've ever heard on the internet, man. You said some of the most foul shit I ever heard on the internet. Let me light up, man. Let me light up before I get into this, man. This dude's getting ethered tonight. It's Mikey T, the movie star. Hope y'all have been seeing the new Continental 5 interview, the new interview with 10 Toes Down, all my new interviews. But tonight, it's going down, you guys. Hassan said some of the most incredibly suspect shit when he was dissing Doggie Diamonds, man. He was saying some of the, he had me throwing back Black Rob like, whoa, like 15 times for the weirdo shit he was saying. And we could also talk about Derek. Let's talk about Derek. Shall we begin? Yo, Hassan, listen to me. Listen to me. And no disrespect to none of the moderators. You know, my right-hand man is actually a moderator. He's actually a moderator on my channel. So I don't want anyone to get this twisted. No disrespect to any of the moderators on YouTube. But Hassan, you move different. You took your moderator from your chat that's been a mod. Now, when I say a moderator, I'm talking about the guy who holds the wrench, y'all. The guy who holds the wrench. You know what I'm saying? That's what the guy Hassan cries to every day saying, block them from my chat. If you don't block them from my chat, I'm going to take your wrench. Those guys that Hassan be talking to, y'all. If you don't block them, I'm going to take your wrench. Hassan, listen, Hassan, listen closely. Being a moderator on YouTube is not that serious. They can't catch every single comment. They can't block everyone. Sometimes the hate is so crazy that the moderators can't save you. That's first of all. Second of all, you invited your moderator, Derek? You invited your moderator, Derek, out to go get drinks with you? Where did y'all go? Where'd y'all go on a little dinner date? That was real cute. What was it? City Island, right? Was it Red Lobster? It was Red Lobster, or what was it? City Island. You invited him out for drinks? Derek apparently forgot his money in the car. I don't know. Maybe he was lying. Maybe he didn't have the money. The point is, you paid for the drinks. You invited him out for drinks. you paid for the drinks. Guys, the man went on a date with his moderator. Nobody else was present. They went out for drinks. They went out to the bar to drink. Basically, you guys, to get pissy. So now, yo, you forgot your wallet in the car? That means I gotta buy the drinks. I gotta buy the drinks. The big YouTuber with the fur coats and the minks has gotta pay for someone else's drinks. I'm mad now. Rawr! Hassan, right? You're angry now. First of all, watching that video, which you got flagged off of YouTube, stop talking about you posted it. You flagged so many of those videos. You flagged so many of those videos that dudes had to go to the fake YouTube and post it on Daily Motion just to get it up. Daily Motion, yup, the fake YouTube. If you know, you know. YouTube kept flagging that video so much that someone actually did a whole breakdown where they dropped every timestamp, and then Akademiks even recently did the same thing. So you got majorly put on blast. You tried to block something from the public's eye, and you ultimately got put on blast with it, my friend. You got put on blast, and you looked hella crazy out there. First of all, if you're going to, just a word of advice, if you're going to set something up with your followers on YouTube, make sure it's a group effort, man, because you look hella sus. You look hella suspect right now, man. YouTube kept flagging that video, right? And let me, and you know, you tripped a drunk man, by the way. You tripped a drunk man. That's not tough, Hassan. That's not tough. The drunk guy was grabbing your hips. Listen to me, y'all. There was a drunk man grabbing Hassan Campbell's hips. Hassan said, "Don't touch me." And in the very same sentence said, "Here, hold my hand, Derek. I want to make sure you get home safely. I'm going to drive you home." After he just, tripped him. So now let me ask y'all. I'm asking all y'all in the chat room. I'm asking everybody in here in the chat. If somebody grabbed your hips, would you then offer them a ride home? Type 1 if you would drive them home. Type 2 if no the hell you wouldn't. Because I know if somebody grabs my hips and it's not a female, I'm not going to be polite. I'm not going to drive them home so they get home safely. I'm not going to be that polite guy in that situation. I'm not an Uber driver. I'm not a designated driver. That's what Uber drivers and Lyfts are for. Oh, no, but he didn't have money to pay for the drinks. So how could he order himself an Uber? What's wrong? What's wrong? Do you have feelings here? Huh? You're concerned? You're concerned of how he's going to get home after the man grabbed your hips? All right, man. All right. And then you went on live. You went on YouTube Live or Instagram Live. You didn't want to look soft, so you wanted to act tough on live. Go search for it, as I said, you guys. Akademiks posted it. Watch the video yourself. I'm not overanalyzing it. I'm not hyping it. I'm not hyping this shit, you guys. I'm not hyping this shit whatsoever. This is what I'm on right now, you guys. Got some of this. A couple of these. But yeah, so let's get on to this. So Wack 100 had a few things to say. He said, hold on, Doggie hit me about it. He said, if you're going to play it fair, play it fair. He's telling this to Akademiks. Don't just run the content on Hassan, run back the content on Doggie. He hit me the other day. I can't front. So Wack 100 is basically saying what I'm saying. Wack 100 is basically calling you out on your own podcast for being biased, Wack 100 is basically calling you out. This is why this gets interesting, because Doggie Diamonds is not there to say it to Act's face, but I forgot, you guys. Doggie and Wack 100 are cool now. They might not be the best of friends, but they're actually cool. They're cordial. They're cordial, basically. You know what I'm saying? So this is where it gets interesting, because Wack 100 is obviously siding with Doggie Diamonds. Yeah, he messes with Act too, but Wack is calling it how he feels. Something doesn't feel right. If I'm covering content like I'm doing right now, Wack 100 said, and then Act said, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you all one side of the story is what I'm pointing out. You know what I mean? What are you trying to hide? Why do you feel the need? Again, I'm asking everyone listening, am I not connecting the dots? Why does Akademiks feel the need to protect Hassan Campbell? Somebody in the chat, one of the live viewers, tell me. You know what I mean? They don't know each other from nowhere, so they don't know each other from the streets, because Ack was never outside in his life, respectfully. You know what I mean? Neither was Hassan. And now y'all going to make, you're going to name drop, you know what I mean? Hassan's homies, respectfully. Like that's supposed to mean something. Hassan isn't outside. When did you see Hassan eating a chopped cheese in the Bronx? Someone send me the flick. And y'all can say whatever you want. You can say 10 toes down, be hating. Man, shut up. Shut up. Y'all saying, oh, he's too big to be out there. Shut up. Jim Jones is still outside. Stack Bundles was driving Porsches. He was driving Porsches through Far Rock. Are you hearing what I'm saying right now? You can't come outside, Hassan, like the lobby boys. You can't. You just can't. You are not allowed. You can't move freely in New York City. How about that? How about that? It's obvious. I see it, and I'm from Connecticut. Do you get what I'm saying? So Wack said he is the one who jumped out the window. He is the one that exposed the Africa Bambaataa shit. Wack 100 is basically saying that Doggie Diamonds jumped out the window. Wack means it in a different way. He's kind of using like the actual lingo wrong. He means that in a good way, you guys. Doggie Diamonds basically jumped out the window for you, Hassan. You know how much heat Doggie Diamonds got from that interview? You know how many people were like, damn, Doggie? You know how many people were like, damn? You know how much heat Doggie Diamonds got from that interview? You know how many people were like, damn, that's foul? Bambaataa is foul. What are we going to do about this guy? What are we going to do about this guy? So even if they legitimately don't know Hassan or Poppy, they don't know the guy who is wearing the 10 times fitted hat, you know what I mean? They're gonna feel bad. They're gonna say, you know what I mean? We gotta ban this guy, Bambaataa. We gotta ban this guy, that washed up Zulu Nation guy. The first time they're hearing this on an actual big platform. Hassan, you wasn't a big YouTuber back then. You needed him. You needed Doggie Diamonds to help spread your message, which is why I don't respect you, which is why to me, you're a little biatch, not a bitch, a biatch. Man, men don't move like that. And you're going to remember that 10 years ago. Remember that 10 years ago, he did something for you. And you know what? A real one is going to say, I'm going to return that favor. Let me ask you guys a question. What do y'all think Hassan Campbell bought Derek for Valentine's Day? Because for the life of me, I can't figure out why this clown isn't dissing me. I'm up here talking reckless about him every time I feel like it, and he won't go on his YouTube channel and say, yo, Mikey T, F him, this, that, whatever. He wants no type of smoke with me. So when people in my comments say, Hassan is going to cancel you, Leak Moss got you, I kind of just smirk and laugh. I'll go to Bronx River and eat a chopped cheese just like I went to Philly and ate a cheesesteak. So the people saying you need to stay out of this, you need to mind your business, keep typing on the computer because I'm going to keep doing what I feel like doing. You hear what I'm saying? Now, what you tell me I'm going to cover what I want to. Someone go in his chat right now. Go in Hassan's chat right now and tell him the white boy, the colonizer, is talking shit about you. I guarantee you he won't say shit about it because he has no responses for me. You see what I'm doing? I'm perfecting the art of war. 10 toes down, he is perfecting it. He has no type of responses for us. We see through the bullshit. We have big channels. We both do the same thing. You couldn't pay me to lie. You couldn't pay me to come up here and lie to the public. Why? Because I have integrity. I don't come up here and say cap shit, which is why longevity is here. He doesn't know the definition of longevity. You've been a big YouTuber for what, 3 years? Ask him how we got famous. Talking about Jim Jones? That's your claim to fame? How did he get famous? Because he got died? So he's famous now, right? Yo, stop it. Just stop it. Stop it. Let's be real here. What song does he got out? What made Poppy lit? You see how the dude dresses? He can't even dress fly. What are you even talking about? What are we even really talking about? Of course he's not going to say my name. Of course he's not going to say my name. So yeah, Wack said, so listen to this. Axe said, I have a heart towards it. When he tells me he was a kid and they took advantage of him. Wack said he wasn't a kid. Beestinger said he was a teenager. He kept going up there and putting in work. See what I'm saying? He'd keep going in there and putting in work is what Wack 100 said. Now, for all of y'all, everybody up in here, I said this once and I'm going to say it again. Is there a such thing as 12-teen? You ever heard someone say, I'm 12-teen? No, 13. At 13 years old, you're considered a teenager. That means teenagers know what they want. Oh, that sounds crazy. No, at 13 years old, unless you have some kind of a mental disorder, at 13 years old, your brain knows the difference between right and wrong. There are some spots 13-year-olds get charged as adults. There are some spots that 13 years old, you boom somebody, you're getting charged as an adult because in the court systems, In the court system's eyes, you guys, they know the difference between right and wrong in the court system's eyes. We don't care if they go to jail, they say. Then they upped it to 16, if you guys really know your facts. And then they eventually upped it to 18. People kept saying it wasn't right. I'm just keeping it real here. So hold on now. Here's the problem I have with this, though. Akademiks, you asked him this same exact question on your platform when he was there. You asked him this. You gathered up actually enough courage, Ak. I don't know. I guess you sipped enough Henny that night, but you asked him on your platform when he was sitting there. And before he got to answer, you said, whoa, 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 but 15 buts. I can edit this part out. I can edit this part out because you were afraid his homies would do something. So just to be clear, guys, he says, I can edit this out if you feel this question is playing you or belittling you or making you look less street. Relax, guys. I can edit this out. Him being the big bad wolf, Hassan being the big bad wolf, he says, nah, you don't got to edit shit. Get out of here. But anyways, guys, you know the difference with me? And I want to make a point here. You know the difference with me? I don't edit shit out, which is why I get a whole lot of backlash. I get backlash like, why didn't you take that part out? Well, you know what? You said it out of your own mouth. So word of caution, if you do a video with me, I'm not editing shit out. So don't say nothing you don't mean out your mouth if you do an interview with me. Because I had a few of y'all rappers talking about, Mikey T, can you edit that part out? Don't do that shit with me. I'm not Akademiks. Keep it a buck. I'm keeping it a buck, Ak. I'm going to keep it a thou wow. Don't do that shit with me. Ak said, stop, bro. Wack 100 replied, stop painting the picture that this dude is an innocent, sickly little kid. He said he was putting in work. He said he was putting in work. So he says he's putting in work, laying dudes down and going over there at nighttime and getting laid down. I'm not giving him the innocent little kid shit, Wack 100 said. Why your gun didn't work on this man? Why didn't you? And Akademiks is just laughing hysterically. Akademiks is just laughing hysterically. And speaking of pulling guns, after that happened to you, Hassan, Thizon, it came out of your mouth. You got thighed. So stop telling people to stop calling you Thizon. That's your name. They flipped it on you. That's the name that you actually gave yourself. You sat up there and said you got thighed. So my question is, after that happened to you, why did you slide for Bambaataa? You put in work for somebody who thighed you? Where they do that at? Go check out my recent interview with 10 Toes Down. Someone needs to give that man some type of an award for exposing Hassan Campbell. You know, I mess with 10 Toes Down. I'm going to give him that credit. So I'm saying it if nobody else is saying it. He needs to get the best YouTuber award or some shit. So Wack said this is some crazy shit. So Ak is like, I think no matter what people say about Hassan, there's mad shit you can get at about him without clowning him about Bambaataa. Wack said that's not clowning him. He was in a relationship with Bambaataa. Man, Wack said you can't be doing gangster shit, robbing and shooting, but when a dude violates you, you're not doing nothing back. At some point in time, we got to see this for what it is. It's the old commercial. Mikey, he likes it. He likes it. Real shit. Ain't no way I started. Wack 100 said real shit. I started getting in trouble young, 12 years old, going to jail. Wack 100 basically just explaining at a very young age, he was knowledgeable about what was going on. You know, in reality, man, Hassan Campbell, my friend, Hassan Campbell, you're not Yummy Sandifer. You're not the little kid Tupac was talking about. Nobody believes the shit you say because every time you say it, somebody is always going to be like, damn, well, if he was doing all that, how did you let a grown man thigh you? You know what I mean? And then you slid for him anyways. Hassan, he likes it. If you had a problem with it, you would have been like, F that. Handle your own beef. I'm not sliding for you. I don't got no love for you after what you did to me. Go handle your own beef. So you think I'm going to be a shooter for this dude? Are you stupid or are you dumb? Which one are you? Hassan, you're definitely a little bit of both. You're definitely a little bit of both because you're one or the other. And let me guess now. This is the part where Akademiks says he was just being loyal. To who? For what? That's like a victim saying, I was just being loyal. For what? Yeah, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Hassan, you are not Yummy Sandifer. And Akademiks, you need to just relax because you don't run into a 13-year-old. You don't want to run into a 13-year-old in Chicago. You don't want to run into a 13-year-old in Chicago, Act. They have a 21-year-old mentality. You got to listen to me. They grow up fast in certain areas. Hassan, you were buying ice cream, playing on the fire hydrant when you were 13. And you want to convince everybody that you're so tough, which is a part of the reason that nobody actually believes you. You know what I mean? You don't see certain dudes. If your name speaks for itself, if you're really like that, you don't have to walk around and make it a full-time job telling everybody. You literally spend 40 hours a week. You have a full-time job. You spend 40 hours out of the week convincing us that you're so tough. Some weeks you actually do overtime, by the way. Some weeks you do 44 hours, 45 hours. Why? Because that's time and a half. You think you got to work extra hard some weeks, right? But that's your full-time job, Hassan, convincing people that you're tough. Now, nobody that's actually tough actually does that. You know, some people walk around like, I hope they think I'm weak. They don't know my name. That's cool. They don't know my name. That's cool. They don't know about the work I put in. I don't got to tell them. I'm not even spending 20 minutes telling them, let alone 40 hours a week. That's the same reason they call Bobby Shmurda stupid, right? He's stupid. He's stupid. One song, you knew he was serious. One song, 2 minutes, 42 seconds long. That's all done. That's all the talking Bobby Shmurda's going to do. You heard the song? That's it. And y'all going to love this shit. And believe me, because I'm real. I'm real. You can even ask my ops. Bobby Shmurda will tell you. Ask somebody about Hassan, though. Oh, Hassan? The guy with the fish tank? The guy with the pond? You talking about that guy? Yeah, I heard about him. But I never. Last time I seen, Five God threw a brick through his windshield. You talking about that guy? Are we for real? You're talking about Popeye arms? You talking about Ninja Turtle? The guy with the little head poking out of his big ass back? Who are you talking about? Poppy from where? Oh, you're talking about Poppy, the guy from the deli. The guy from the deli that makes the chopped cheese sandwiches. Which Poppy? Cut it out, bro. Just cut it out. That's what the people say, Hassan, when your name is brought up. And I'm outside, trust me. Everywhere, all different kinds of areas. That's what people say when your name is brought up. Never heard that son gives it up. Never heard that shit, man. Never heard this either. Never heard, watch how you speak about him. Never heard, watch how you speak about him when you're around me. Hassan, never heard Hassan isn't for play. Never heard that. Nobody ever in life says that. When people hear your name, a joke is immediately followed by it. And then they correct the name. They're like, and the best part about it is you're talking about Thizon, not Hassan. And it's not just one joke. It's like a slew of jokes. You know what I mean? It's like a slew of jokes. And then it stops the conversation. The conversation actually moves on because you're a joke that not everyone is going to spend that much time cracking jokes on. You know what I mean? It's like making fun of someone who can't even, match their clothing. You know what I mean? This guy can't even match his clothing. Are we seriously still busting jokes on him? Appreciate everybody who's been watching my shit since like 2009, by the way. Shout out to some of y'all in the chat that have been here ever since the beginning of my trip. Nobody ever in life be saying some gangster shit about Hassan Campbell. But like I'm saying, man, he wears Team Jordans. He is a walking joke. Are we really busting jokes on this dude? He wears a watch and a bracelet on the same damn hand. It's not even gold. Is this who we're really gonna, you know what I mean? He's not even worth our breath to bust jokes on. His head, it looks like a turtle. Did you ever have a turtle as a pet? Did you ever go to a zoo and see a turtle? He's that type of dude that goes on YouTube and it's like a turtle came out of his shell. Axe said, imagine you didn't know it was wrong. Wack says, Wack said, we talking about street dudes right here. We are street dudes before we were adults, and this is facts. It's drilled into us in the projects, in them streets. That's wrong. That's cap. Y'all trying to point this dude, y'all trying to paint this dude like he is Arnold Drummond. What are you talking about, Willis? Wack is funny, man. Wack is funny, man. Hassan, let me ask you something. Hassan, did you not read the Street Bible where it says, and I don't care if you're GKB, if you're Crip, if you're King, or whatever you rep, because all these gangs abide by a universal code. Mr. Zulu Nation. Wack is right. If you're Piru or Damu, guess what? It doesn't matter because you're not respecting any rats. And if y'all don't know what that means, I'm not going to tell you what it does mean. It's an abbreviation. I'm not even going to get into that portion right there. Ask your homies. So anyways, switch siders. Those 3 or 4 things I just mentioned are not tolerated in any gangs, in any street culture, and on any coast. So now you mean to tell me that you didn't get the memo when you signed up, Mr. Super Thug Hassan 13 from Bronx River? You mean to tell me you didn't get the memo of what happened? You didn't get that memo? Stop it. Hassan, Wack 100 is right. I agree with Wack. It's just certain things you can't say. You're a street dude and you let certain things slide. What you're doing is basically illegal. Any OG would have kicked you out of your set. You are a disgrace to any set. You was labeled NG. Not good. Any tier you walk, any street you walk, not good. Wack said B Stinger has the whole timeline. And this is another reason, you guys, that Hassan hates B Stinger. Because he knows the truth. And that's why he became his op. And y'all are, or I should say, Hassan is lucky I keep it PG on here. He takes it too far, in my opinion. I'm not all the way PG, but you know what I'm saying? Hassan takes it too far. But if you want to get crazy with it, I'm going to get crazy with it, man. Because in all honesty, man, I've been doing this shit for way too long, putting in work. And I'm not going to let anybody out there steal my spot and shit like that, just to be 100% real. Dude was probably reading my articles in magazine while he was faking his bids, pretending he put in work. Anyways, this is another reason that Hassan hates B Stinger. Because he knows the truth, and that's why he became his op. Do you ever wonder how come Hassan Campbell and B Stinger are not best friends? That's like saying, like, just purely hypothetical, Tony Jones from 133rd Street, he robbed me. Oh, and Tony from 133rd, he robbed you too? Now y'all are boys because of your common enemy. Hassan and B Stinger should be best friends. They don't know each other from anything else. Ask yourself now. It's a basic ass question. Why does Hassan hate B Stinger so much? What did B Stinger ever do to Hassan Campbell? You know what I mean? Come on, let's just be real. Let's just be real here. Why do you have beef with B Stinger for? B Stinger doesn't do the overly tough shit like you. Why do you view him as a threat? Stuff like that, it brings out more questions than answers because now I have a whole list of other questions. Something ain't right. I know I messed that one up. Something just ain't right, in the words of Hassan Campbell. In the words of Hassan Campbell, yeah, whenever he does his zesty ass singing, say yes. And I just want to point something else out. Hassan also took my advice. Hassan, he took my advice when I told the little Doja, you need to go listen to DMX, Ready to Meet Him. And guess what? Guess what Hassan did 3 lives later? Guess who is on his live talking about, I'm ready to meet him because where I'm living ain't right. Really, Hassan? Really, Hassan? You're watching me. You are watching me. Hassan, you are a fan of Mikey T. You heard what I said because you're doing what I told you to do. You're a Dolja. You are a Dolja. Wack said, even he said it. I asked him on your show, if you were putting on all this work, why didn't you do nothing to him? He said he was bringing my mom groceries. And I remember this. If you guys don't remember this from the actual podcast, Wack 100 says, so I said you gave him groceries for groceries for groceries. You know what I mean? Here's the thing, Hassan. You wouldn't need that man to buy your mom groceries. You wouldn't needed that man to buy your mom groceries if you could have honestly just flipped work like everyone else was doing. But you're Mr. I don't know how many grams are in an ounce. Maybe you should have, man. Because I know 13-year-olds that were actually making 800-900 a week working for the OGs. So maybe you could have brought your own Fruit Loops. Had you known how many grams was in an ounce, you freaking idiot. No, I want to be a stick-up kid. I don't want to be a hustler. Why not? Hustling is easier. So when you sit up here and you criticize Fat Joe doesn't want to be a stick-up kid. He would rather sit on a bench on Trinity Ave and make easy money. When you talk about when you talk, Hassan, nothing logical comes out. You know what I mean? Anyone really analyzing you from the streets is thinking this dude is weird and sad, and he obviously has PTSD. Then he starts crying, and people feel sorry, and they're just like, oh, let him be. Wack said, I asked you a direct question. So Wack asked Akademiks a direct question. Akademiks said he would never pretty much say what Hassan Campbell said to Doggie Diamonds. But I want to ask Akademiks a question. Akademiks, let me ask you something. If you said you would never play with them words, and Akademiks is saying this, by the way, you guys, he's saying he would never say, he would never play with those words. You know what I mean? If Akademiks is saying that, then why 2 sentences ago, why was Ak saying Hassan was joking? And then 2 seconds later, Ak, under pressure from Wack, admits he would never say the exact same thing. That's like saying I'm going to tell this guy SMD, and then I'm going to be like, yo, it was just a joke. Good luck with that. See how that works out for you. Go try it. Go walk up to a goonie. Go walk up to a goonie and try it. See how that works out for you. And tell him you were playing. Axe said, you're going to make Hassan crash out. And this right here further confirms to me that Akademiks has this weird relationship. He has this weird relationship with Hassan where he actually believes Hassan is like that. And I don't really fault Akademiks for this because he doesn't really know any better. First of all, Wack is not going to make Hassan Campbell crash out because Hassan Campbell doesn't want no parts of Wack 100. He doesn't want to see him. He doesn't want to see him on no street shit. Hell, he doesn't even want to play with him on Clubhouse at this point. At this point, you guys, Hassan Campbell is shook of Wack 100, for a lack of a better term. And this shows me that Ak doesn't really know what he's talking about because Hassan Campbell would have been crashed out. Hassan Campbell would have crashed out in front of your face, Akademiks, when Wack 100 asked him those crazy ass questions to his face on your podcast? How come Hassan didn't crash out then? How come Hassan Campbell didn't crash out then? You know what I mean? How about his Uber? How about his Ooters? Excuse me. How about his Ooters in the lobby? Hassan, you can't even say lobby. Mr. I hate the word lobby. Don't say the word lobby to me. You're a hypocrite. Go swim in your pond and shut your mouth. And honestly, it's just crazy how gullible Akademiks is. What do you mean crash out? If he was going to crash out, he should have crashed out the first time Wack 100 disrespected him on your podcast. So what are you even talking about? He's not crashing out on nobody. You know what I mean? He's not crashing out on nobody, man. End of the day, Hassan Campbell is shook a Wack 100. Wack said, we don't give a F about him crashing. We done crashed and survived. We done crashed and survived our own accidents, Wack 100 said. He ain't nobody. He talk a whole lot about everything. He never did no time for nobody. All this high power talk, he's just talking, all the antics. Tell the dude to take his shirt off. He's a big, fat, powder puff dude who has never been upstate, and he walks no line. He never put no steel in nobody. He talks about everything he used to do. And he said, but when you was doing this shit with this gun, putting in work, a dude was gunning you with his meat machine. So I don't believe that. You don't get no credit for your gangster about playing Omar from The Wire. First of all, RIP to Omar from The Wire. Wack 100, you got to relax. Omar from The Wire was a character. That was just a role that he played. Omar from The Wire wasn't like that in real life. That's just a character. That's who he played. But I see what Wack 100 is saying. I see what Wack 100 is trying to say. But RIP to that man. We're not going to do that. I want to actually go back and focus on the part where Wack said, tell Hassan to take his shirt off. That is comedy. That was funny because Hassan, you, my friend, you are built like an overweight lesbian, man. Imagine Hassan Campbell walking with his shirt off on the beach. You don't even look tough. Do you even ride a bike, man? You even ride a bike when you go to the gym? You know what I'm saying? Do you even go to the gym? What the hell? You don't even strike anybody as oh shit, this dude could knock me out. Let me chill. This dude might knock me out. You don't even look like you're strong. You know what I mean? You have a beer belly and man breasts. Wack 100 is right about that. You're embarrassing with or without clothing because the way you dress is just embarrassing. And you can't walk around with no shirt on because you're not in the gym like that. You're not cut up. You're not impressing nobody. So I guess keep hiding under your fox fur. Hide under them fox fur jackets, man. You know what I mean? Omar from The Wire, he used to whistle. Not an actual whistle that he blew, but he used to walk around the hood and just whistle, and everybody would run. Omar's coming. And everyone would run when they heard that specific whistle. When you come around Hassan, nobody runs away. Nobody does anything. They're just like, oh, Hassan Campbell is coming. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Wack, and that analogy was wrong. You know what I mean? Because Omar in The Wire, if you watch the show, he went out like a G. Omar from The Wire went out like a G. What's up? That's what I'm talking about. Let him crash with his floppy boots. What is good? What is good, guys? Are you ready? Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Everybody hit that like button. Everybody share this video. Shall we begin? First of all, Akademiks. Akademiks, you are weird, man. I'm going to ask you, Akademiks, did you hear what Doggie Diamonds responded to you? Did you? Because he was speaking to you directly. He said your name, Akademiks. He said your name on his last live. Did you hear what he said to you? Because he feels the same way that I feel. Oh, you didn't hear it, or are you just going to pretend that you didn't hear it? Because here's the thing, Ak. Here's the thing, Ak. You want to be a journalist, right? You want to be a journalist? Well, what you got to do is cover both sides of the story. Doggie Diamonds basically said you're standing, Ak. Standing. STANNING. You know Eminem, Dear Stan, except Akademiks' letter starts, Dear Hassan. That's how his letter starts. Ak, I want to ask you something, man. Why do you believe all of these Walt Disney stories that Hassan Campbell is saying? You know, I get it, Ak, you're not street. Hassan has blindfolded you. You know what I mean? He's got the blindfold over your eyes. And I know because I watch your shit. I watch your shit. Hassan Campbell versus Doggie Diamonds. You only covered Hassan's part. Not one word of Doggie's response. And you know what? That actually let me know about you. It let me know that you're biased. You're biased flat out. That's what let me, you know what I mean? It let me know because when I cover stuff about whatever I decide to cover, I tell you guys, okay, Wack said this. And then in response, I say Doggie Diamonds said this. I tell you what the other person said. Or if I tell you Snow Billy said this, you know what I mean? Even if I don't technically like the other person, I'm going to still tell you what the other person said in response to that, because that's what journalists do. Do you get my point? So that's first and foremost. Now, yo, Akademiks, why don't you sit down with Doggie Diamonds? He's 15 times doper and realer than Hassan. He's not going to sit up there for 2.5 hours, clickety clanking his glass and eating his ice because he's, you know what I mean? He's crazy and he's getting ready to cry on your podcast. You know what I'm saying? They won't let Doggie Diamonds up there though, right? You're not going to get Doggie Diamonds on your platform. So what happened? When Hassan cried on your platform and you soaked it up and you passed him the tissues and you gave Hassan a pat on the back, not going to front just like Doggie Diamonds did. You know what I mean? You told him, it's going to be okay, Haas. You fell for the okie doke, man. The pity party he does on everyone, you fell for it because when people see a male crying, you know, I agree. Doggie is right. I very rarely see that. You know, it hits you different. It's like, why is this guy crying? I'm going to ask you in the chat. Everybody in the chat.
When is the last time you seen a male publicly crying? And I'm talking about in real life. I'm not talking about in the movies, because I know someone is going to sit up here and always say some slick shit, like, oh, remember that Tupac movie? He cried. Guys, that was a movie. Yeah, he made a song called When Thugs Cry, the Prince remake. Guys, that was a song. When thugs cry, we don't shed tears, we shed blood. Do you still want to be a thug? Hassan, Hassan, Tupac is talking to you. Hassan, Tupac is asking you a question. When thugs cry, we don't shed tears, we shed blood. Hassan, Tupac is telling you to slide. He's telling you to slide, but what are you crying for? You know what I mean? The legend that is Tupac. People are still talking about Tupac 20 plus years after his death. 20 years after his death. No, close to 20 years after his death. Hassan, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but nobody is going to talk about you 20 days after you get boomed. You know what I mean? You're not going to go down like how you think you are. You think you're going to go down in history in the same breath as some people like Tupac. Tupac shined light on issues like that, man. Hassan, do you remember Brenda's Got a Baby? You know what the song was about? Your message doesn't come across like Brenda's Got a Baby, Hassan. Your message comes across as, I need a ride or die chick. That's your message. Your message comes across like Jay Holiday. Oh, Mikey, who's that? You know the guy. I'ma put you to bed. I know my R&B music too, since Hassan likes to sing R&B. That's what your message comes across as. I'ma lay you down, turn you over, nice and sober. I'ma put you to bed. So before we even get into anything, you guys, that Wack 100 said, Wack is Hassan's ops. So you're going to be skeptical of what you're going to hear. You're going to be skeptical of anything that Wack 100 tells you because A, it's Wack 100. He says a lot of outlandish shit. But even a crazy person is right 1% of the time. And this is that 1% of the time that you should actually be listening to Wack 100. And, that's also the problem with someone that is a known liar. When someone caps so much that they own a lid store in the mall, that's the problem. You know what I mean? That's the problem when people that cap so much. You don't know when to believe them. You don't know what part of the story to believe. All that shit, man. Because when they're telling the truth, you think, nah, that's some bullshit. That's the problem. Honestly, you guys, that's the problem with somebody that lies on a regular basis, man. If your profession is not a lawyer, then you shouldn't be lying on a regular basis. Nobody likes a liar. And when your lies get revealed, that is beyond a character flaw. Even shorties are going to know this guy's a liar. He's full of shit. Why would I give him some? He can't even keep it a buck. You know what I mean? And you have this weird loyalty, Akademiks. You have this weird loyalty to Hassan Campbell. Like you wanted to get money with him or something. But I know all the conspiracy-based shit that Hassan be spitting. You can't do anything like that when it comes to your platforms. Hassan Campbell and Akademiks would probably get canceled ASAP. Hassan Campbell would be like a monkey wrench thrown into the machine of Akademiks. So I really don't see them being able to do anything. So what is up with this weird sense of loyalty when Hassan did nothing for you. You're already lit. You're 15 times more lit than Hassan Campbell. I repeat, 15 times more lit. Hear me clearly. Doggie Diamonds is 15 times more respected than you, Akademiks. And now some are going to argue, who cares? Doggie Diamonds doesn't get Akademiks views. Guys, it's because Doggie Diamonds didn't sell out. Doggie Diamonds didn't come up the way that you came up, Chicago hates you. Chicago, Chirac hates you. The place will never, the place that you will never go in your entire life, Akademiks. This is Mikey T talking to you. Just to be clear, they don't like you. You came up and got famous and got lit, dissing their struggle, dissing their pain. So the outlook, my friend, is not going to be good for you. You know what I mean? It's not a warning, it's a fact. Please, Akademiks, never in your life go to Chicago. I never seen this where like someone's got the whole entire state mad at them. Well, I mean, you do got Charleston White. You know what I mean? I don't think you'll see him anytime in Philly either. You know what I mean? Stuff that you guys do is just weird to me. It's just weird. But then again, there is Hassan Campbell, who said everyone in Brownsville is a dirtbag. Said everyone in Brownsville is a dirtbag. There are people like that. People like that test their luck. Hassan Campbell needs therapy. He needs some type of professional help, but in his eyes, he thinks if he does that, he's going to look soft. You know, if Maserati Fox was alive, Hassan, he would have called you soft. He would have called you soft. SAWFTTT. And all that shit you be hating on the Bloods, man. Ain't you GKB? Ain't you GKB? Why don't you put GKB Hassan in your name? I'm asking you a question. Why don't you put GKB Hassan in your name? Yeah, exactly. Like I thought, Mr. Campbell. Like I thought. So, guys, let's get into this, man. Wack 100 basically was calling Akademiks out for the same reasons as I'm talking about, really. He called him out because he actually got a call from Doggie Diamonds. He got a call from Doggie Diamonds, and it struck me as crazy because they actually forged some type of a alliance after almost coming into a beefing situation. They got together and it got nipped. Wack 100, I should say, didn't really think Doggie Diamonds had as much legendary status as he really does. And he got proved wrong. You know, he got proved wrong ASAP. And that whole shit was pushed to the side. And now it seems like Wack 100 is being a real one in that he actually brought this to Akademiks' attention, because other times you could say that to somebody and then they're never really going to do it. You know what I mean? Yo, I want you to put in a word to Akademiks that he needs to cover my side if he's going to talk about this beef. And then that person could, we all know that person could just dub the whole situation. So Wack said, hold on to Akademiks. Doggie hit me about it. He said, if you're going to play it fair, play it fair. Don't just run the content on Hassan. Run back the content on Doggie. He hit me the other day. I can't front. So Wack 100 is basically saying what I'm saying. Wack 100 is basically calling you out on your own podcast for being biased, Akademiks. Wack 100 is basically calling you out. You know what I mean? He's kind of getting you back for that one time that Akademiks went on his podcast or his clubhouse and he said that all the stuff he says about Jim Jones is fake. So Wack 100 just wants to get him back. You know what I mean? As petty as that sounds. You know what I mean? Doggie, you know what I mean? Doggie and Wack are cool now. They might not be the best of friends, but they're cool. They're cordial. You know what I mean? So this is where it gets interesting because Wack 100 is basically siding with Doggie Diamonds. He messes with Akademiks too, but Wack is just calling it how he feels. You know what I mean? Something doesn't feel right. If I'm covering content like you guys are listening to me do right now, Wack 100 said like, yo, Ak, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you one side of the story. What are you trying to hide? Do you feel the need, like, again, what is he trying to hide? Why does he feel the need to hide it? I'm asking everybody listening, am I not connecting the dots here? Why does Ak feel the need to protect Hassan by only filtering his half of the story in, by only putting his quotes in? You know what I mean? It's leaving Doggie Diamonds at an obvious disadvantage to where his message or his half of the story isn't getting out to the public. Somebody in the chat, one of the live viewers in here, tell me. They don't know each other from nowhere. They don't know each other from the streets because Ak was never outside in his life respectfully. Neither was Hassan. And now you're going to name drop Hassan's homies. Save it, you guys. Like that's supposed to mean something. You know what I mean? When did y'all ever see Hassan in the Bronx eating a chopped cheese? Someone send me a flick. Send me a flick. Talking about 10 toes down is hating. Shut up. Where's the flick of Hassan outside? Oh, talking about he's too big to be outside. Jim Jones is big. He's still outside. Stack Bundles was driving Porsches through Far Rock. So what are you really saying? Like there's been bigger celebrities that stay outside. You know what I mean? Look at Chinks. He bought a house in the hood. So like I'm just stating the facts here, you guys. I'm just stating the obvious facts. So Wack actually pointed out that he's the one, Doggie Diamonds is the one that jumped out of the window and exposed the whole Africa Bambaataa shit. Now, jumped out the window. Wack means it in a different way. He's kind of using that lingo wrong. He means it in a good way, though. Doggie Diamonds basically jumped out of the window for you, Hassan. You don't know how much heat Doggie Diamonds got from that interview. You know how many people were like, damn, that's foul. Bambaataa is foul. What are we going to do about this guy? It got people talking after you were on Doggie Diamond's platform. Oh. Anybody wondering what I'm smoking on? This is the all-time high. I got that Snow Montana. I got that. This is what I'm blazing right now. This Bernie. This Bernie right here. This is what I'm finishing up right now. Shout out to my bro 10 Toes Down, a real one.
It's my bro right there. So we hear all the news about Hassan Campbell and Bambaataa. And you know what, Hassan, we hear it at this point on a big platform. And Hassan, you weren't a big YouTuber back then. You needed Doggie Diamonds to spread your message. And that's one of the main reasons I don't respect you. For that, you're a little biatch, man. Not a bitch, a biatch. Men don't move like that. You're a real one. You're going to remember that 10 years ago, and you're going to actually return the favor. You know what I mean? I can't figure it out, you guys. I can't figure it out. Yo, Hassan, what did you buy Derek for Valentine's Day? I'm still wondering. How many bouquets did Derek get for Valentine's Day? For the life of me, I can't figure out why this clown is not dissing me. Hassan, I'm talking about you. I'm up here talking reckless about him every time I feel like it. And he won't go on his YouTube channel and say, yo, Mikey T, F him, this, that. You want to know why? Because he wants no type of smoke with me. So when people in my comments say Hassan is going to cancel you, Leak Moss got you, I kind of just smirk and I laugh. And because you know what? I'll go to Bronx River and I'll get a chopped cheese, just like I went to Philly and I ate a Philly cheesesteak. So for the people saying you need to stay out of this, you need to mind your business. Keep typing on your computer because I'm going to keep doing what I feel like doing. Not what you tell me. I'm going to cover what I want to. Someone go in the chat right now. Someone go in the chat. Someone go in Hassan's chat right now and tell him the white boy, the colonizer, as he dubbed me, is talking shit about you. I guarantee you he won't say shit about it. Why? Because he has no responses for me. You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing? I'm perfecting the art of war. 10 toes down, he's perfecting his craft. Hassan Campbell has no responses for us. We see through his bullshit. We have big channels. We both do the same thing. And you know what? You couldn't pay me to lie. You couldn't pay me to come up here and lie to the public. I have integrity. I don't come up here and say cap shit, which is why I have longevity. He doesn't know the definition of longevity. You've been a big YouTuber for what, 3 years? Ask him how we got famous. Talking about Jim Jones? That's your claim to fame? How did he get famous? Because he got thighed, so he's famous now? Yo, stop it, man. Just stop it. Let's be real here. What song does he got? What made him lit? You see how this dude dresses? He can't even dress fly. What are we really talking about? What are we talking about, man? Of course he's not going to say my name. Of course he's not going to say my name. He wouldn't be ready for all the responses, man. He wouldn't be ready for all the responses. He just wouldn't be ready for that shit.
Man, this guy said some foul shit on the internet, man. He said some foul shit on the internet, man. A lot of shit that I don't even want to repeat, you know what I mean? Some shit that I'm just not even going to go over. I just had to go over it when I seen that Akademiks actually had Wack 100 on his channel, and Wack 100 just pretty much was going all in for Doggie Diamonds. You know what I mean? He was like pretty much just putting it out there that Wack one or that Akademiks needs to respect Doggie Diamonds on his channel as a contributor, you know, to content as much as he respects Doggie Diamonds. That was pretty dope. But also that could go back to Akademiks trying to throw it in his face, throw it in Wack 100's face that Hassan Campbell's the new wild card. And also it could go back to when Akademiks actually jumped into Wack 100's live clubhouse and put him on blast. He actually put him on blast for, you know, pretty much being wrong about Jim Jones, which was funny as hell. This is that Rick Ross shit, you guys. Anybody out there, don't mess with Ross. Don't feel no way just because I'm smoking his weed tonight. This is that shit. It's called All Time High. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I was smoking it last night, but I had this Dutch. It was annoying as hell because the Dutch didn't have a leaf on it. And, you know, it was like one of them late night blunts. So it was like, I'm not going out to get, and it was my last Dutch and shit. But yeah, man, you already know who it is. Mikey T, the movie star. Everybody in here needs to keep up with my content. I've been dropping a fire interview with 10 Toes Down. We actually spoke on Zip with the Drip in our last piece. And I've been dropping a fire interview with Continental 5, 50 Cent's cousin. Yeah, we did a dope podcast, and I've been dropping episodes of it. 10 Toes Down joined me on a live podcast, so I've been dropping episodes of that too. You know, I never stop dropping new content. I pride myself on being the most consistent. I've been making sure that since 2009, easily, when I got started with this shit. You know what I mean? Just making sure that my content and my interviews were on every single blog site at least once a week. You know what I mean? I'm talking about all the major blogs, when I was interviewing all different types of people like Dipset artists, when I was interviewing Murder Inc. artists, when I was interviewing artists that were affiliated with the Rough Riders, you know what I mean? Then moving into, you know, Bird Gang artists, when I eventually linked up with Max B and shit. Then venturing out to some Chicago artists when Little Derek made his way down to Miami, locking in with Philly artists like Gilly the Kid and AR Rab in 2012, 2013. You know what I mean? I had actually got the opportunity to meet Math Hoffa right after he got banned from URL. One of my close friends, who is actually a member of Math Hoffa's clique, his rap group, you know, NYB, that consisted of Math, consisted of Hollow the Don, you know what I mean? And my guy, It's Matic. There was other people in the group as well. But I got the chance to meet Math Hoffa, really good dude. Got the chance to go to the club a few different times with him. We got the chance to shoot an interview with him. And, you know, I saw a lot of potential with him at that time, but the way that the hip hop community and the way that the internet was working at that point in time just wasn't advanced enough for Math Hoffa back then, to the point where now podcasting, live podcasting is all the rage, and he's just fitting in perfectly because he's got a voice for the culture. You know, Math Hoffa has a voice that the culture has been wanting to hear, you know, ever since he got banned back in the day. You know, the people were like, what the hell? I known Math Hoffa since like 2012, 2013, though. So please miss me with all that other controversial shit, to be real. You know what I mean? A lot of people are just I mean, I feel like a lot of his fans are just catching up with him. A lot of his fans are just catching up with him. I remember in 2011 when I got the opportunity to interview Max B. You know what I mean? He had just been locked up for about 2 years. So I got the opportunity to interview Max B. That was one of the high points of my career as well. That just led me to so many different opportunities because I remember walking in and just being greeted by all of French Montana's associates from the Coke Boys, like, yo, 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 that's the guy right there, Mikey T, who literally did the interview with Max B. And a lot of those, Coke Boy Flip was there, Chinks obviously was there. A lot of people were there, man. Cheese may or may not have been there because Cheese wasn't really around all that much. I don't know why. I think he's involved with the CB6 project. That's dope if he is, though. You know, but there was a whole lot of Coke Boys there that day, but it was a big shoot. It was a big shoot. It was the Shot Caller remix shoot with Diddy. That's the day that I met Diddy, and Ross was there. Oh, damn. Wow, somebody actually out there asked me to talk about my guy Math Hoffa, so I decided to say a couple words because when I come on here and talk about artists, it's usually for the most point that I actually know the artist, you guys. You know what I mean? I'm not like these other bloggers who really just come on here and talk about bullshit that they don't know about. You know what I mean? I'm actually 9 times out of 10, I've met the people that I'm going to be talking about. So that's why I'm not like your conventional blogger. I'm not like your average blogger. I've actually sat in these rooms. I've actually sat in studios with these artists like Yo Gotti. You know what I mean? I've actually sat in studios with artists like, or gone to shows with artists like Young Dolph. You know what I mean? Rest in peace. I've actually done things that probably not your average podcaster or blogger has done. So I have experiences to share, like actually going to shows with Waka Flocka and when him and Scott Storch were doing some sort of an EDM fused song, being in the club and creating music with Jim Jones as well. You know what I mean? All these different experiences. You know what I mean? That's why I have felt the need to come on here and share them all with you guys. And I appreciate everybody that tunes in on a consistent basis, everyone that shares the video with a friend, pretty much just expanding what we're doing. And yeah, I'm just going to say, I could have went a lot crazier tonight. You know what I mean? I could have went a lot crazier tonight, but I try to keep it respectful to a certain degree. You know what I mean? But we're on the way to the top, man. There's nothing stopping us. There's nothing stopping us from the ultimate outcome. I'm putting out videos every day, so I would just appreciate it if everybody here goes out and checks them out. Whatever you want, comment some of the videos, man. Make sure you always show love to the channel and just hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed so you never miss a live video. Hit that notification bell, man, because I like interacting with y'all. I'll catch you on the next live episode, man. I'm out of here. Peace.